In today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys which ride skin you should be spending your credits on. And there are a lot of skins in this game, so it was not easy to go ahead and choose which are the best. So if you guys could please go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, as it shows a massive amount of support and shows each of you want to keep on seeing even more of this kind of content. And as well, join the Discord as well for future videos and live stream updates about this channel. But enough said, let's go and get straight into the video. Now, with there being over 20 different skins out of all the rides combined, we're going to go ahead and make this a simple S to F ranking, as that is going to be the easiest way to go ahead and choose which skin is the absolute best for you. And going into last place, we will straight up have the canopy ride on the Tumble Train. Now, I don't have the skin unlocked, so seeing at the image, it has some sort of a little hood on half the ends. But this is an absolute horrible deal. For 2,000 credits, all you get is a simple hood, which you could possibly add with just adding some primitives if you have disabled collisions on, making this by far the absolute worst one. So if you're gonna get a skin, absolutely do not get that one. Now, coming at a surprise, for the second to last place, we are having the Staggered seat skin for the Staggered coaster. Now, the reason why this is so low is simply because of the cost being at 2,500. It is a ridiculous price, and as well, all it does is it simply just moves two of the seats back a little bit. And considering you want to spend your credits on a skin, this really is just not a skin. But this will go and complete the F tier, as these two just do not make any kind of sense to go ahead and have as a skin. So moving on to E tier. Now, coming in at last place for E tier, we are going to have the car ride with the roof. And as you can tell here, all it literally is just adding a roof on top. And with there being 4 other possible different skins, which we will get to later in this video, this just simply is not worth it. Although the credits for only 1,500 makes it a little bit better, but it is not a skin I would advise you getting. Now, wrapping up the E tier, we are going to have the Caterpillar skin for the Tumble Train. And just like its counterpartner, the Canopy, this is kind of the same thing, except it just has a simple caterpillar design. And as you can see here, this clearly doesn't really have much detail, as it is pretty similar here with the regular Tumble Train. But for the absolute ridiculous price and the most expensive skin at 3,500, it is a horrible deal, but at least it has some kind of a design. But now going into the D tier, for the last two, we both have the 2-row and the 3-row. Now these here, they really aren't much of a design. Yes, it does look like more an authentic wooden coaster, but then again, the only real thing it does add is it gives it 2 rows or 3 rows instead of the regular one. And for the price of 2,500, considering it doesn't even give you an actual real skin, it's kind of pretty much, bland. But now coming for a probable shocker for most, we have the sports skin for the car ride. Now, the reason why this is so low is simply because the detail just really does not go ahead and get me there, as it only looks like some just generic regular car. And considering it still does have another 3 possible different skins, this one really just does not fall into the top bit. Henceforth, I am putting it in a solid D tier. Now, coming in for an actual shocker for almost everybody, we have in first place for D tier, the mouse cart. Now, the wild mouse here, honestly, the reason why it's so low is simply because of the actual coaster itself. The coaster is just not a coaster I'd rather get. If anything, I'd rather go ahead and get a junior coaster skin. The mouse coaster is just simply not that worth it. The skin, however, it does have a real good design, considering the wild mouse coaster is an actual mouse skin. The detail is really good, but it's just simply not a coaster I'd want to get a skin for. Now, coming in last place for the C tier, we're gonna have the sidecar on the motorcycle coaster. And the simple reason for it, it literally is just the regular coaster, but it has a sidecar, kind of like the one that Hagrid uses in Harry Potter. But there really just isn't any other kind of a use that you probably want to find for this kind of a skin. Although the detail and the creativity for it is nice, but I just couldn't simply find a spot I would want to go ahead and use this kind of a skin for. And coming up next is going to be the Easter skin for the carousel. Now, this does come at a probable another shocker. Why the heck is this Easter skin so low? And the reason is, for if you look at this Easter skin right here and then compare it to the regular one, in my complete honesty, I think that the regular coaster skin looks better than the Easter skin. And also, there would really be no reason to go ahead and use this Easter skin unless you're going to go ahead and make some kind of an Easter park. So it is going in a slap down in the center of C and that is where I think it is best. But now finally getting the good skins of the car ride is coming up is the police car. Now the police car is honestly an interesting one, and the reason for that is because if you do look a little bit closely at it, honestly to me, there isn't so much detail, and it kind of looks like some kind of a police actual wrap was just slapped onto the car instead of manually detailed. And with there being 2 other skins for this coaster being better than the police skin, I think that the police skin gets a solid right in the middle of C tier. And now bringing up another car ride skin, that is going to be the vintage sports skin. Now this one, it is honestly in my mind a lot better than the police car, because the detail on here, clearly a lot more work was put into here, as well as the cost being 500 credits less than that makes it a much better deal, but it isn't actually B tier quality, as the rest of the skins are quite good when it comes to B tier. But now wrapping up the C tier, we are going to have the octopus skin for the jumper. Now this skin is honestly really well detailed when it comes to the octopus, as if you look at it closely, there is clearly so much texture put into this, it looks absolutely incredible. And the reason why this skin is much lower normally is because it just doesn't really have anything around it that I'd want to go ahead and use it for. Only real good thing about this is the octopus, but besides that, I just really do not see a use for it. So being first place in the C tier feels like a great spot. But now finally getting into the B tier where the good ones start coming in, we are going to have our first junior coaster, and that is the plane. Now the reason why the plane here is so high is simply because of the propeller. I mean, look at that. That detail is incredible. The inside of this propeller is just absolutely amazing. It is packed and filled with an insane amount of detail. It looks so unbelievably realistic. This would have been a lot higher if the rest of the ride was a lot better, just like the propeller, but I think last place in B tier will work perfectly. Now coming into the next spot, we have once again another junior coaster, that is the Caterpillar ride. Now the reason why this Caterpillar ride is actually higher than the plane is simply because of the cost of it. Compared over here to the plane's 3,000 credits, the Caterpillar is only 2,000 credits. And it as well does have another Caterpillar ride as shown here in the Tumble Train, but it is 3,500. And that is kind of questionable. Why is one Caterpillar skin 3,500 but another is only 2,000? What the heck, Dens? But now after that, we finally get to a genuine, real good coaster that is loved by the community, and that is going to be the inward seats for the spinning coaster. Now, everyone already loves the spinning coaster, but to me, honestly, the inward seats is kind of just as good, if not maybe better than the outside seats. Having the yellow here, like in the normal, it feels like it's really too bright, but having it just as red and gray, it feels honestly really nice. So, a slap down in B tier for only 2,500 credits is honestly worth it. But now finally, wrapping things up with B tier, we have once again another junior coaster, being the shark skin. Now the shark skin here, honestly, it is really nice. It genuinely looks like a nice little cartoon kind of shark. And for only 2,500 credits, honestly, it is a well worth it coaster. Even though it isn't the best skin in the junior coasters, it is enough to go ahead and wrap up B tier as we finally move on to A, where A is where you really get your credits worth. And the last place in A tier is where we still carry on our junior coaster skins, and that is the dragon skin. Now this dragon skin is absolutely amazing. The detail on there is so incredibly accurate. The horns, the eyes, the teeth, the model, it's absolutely incredible. But the only reason why this is in A tier and not S is simply because of the cost. As it is on the average highest at 3,000 credits, it is, I'd still say, worth it, but only if you're really able to go and spend 3,000 credits on a skin. So it being in the last place of A tier is honestly a very good rank. And coming in for the next one, just missing out on the top 5 skins, we have the fire truck as the final skin for the car ride. Now the fire truck skin here is easily the best out of all the car ride skins, as it has an immense amount of detail in the front seat and the back seat. all around, the ladder, the hose, absolutely everything about this is incredibly detailed. This car ride skin is absolutely amazing, but the only thing that kept it once again from S tier is simply that, again, it is just a car ride. The cost for 3,000 credits is honestly absolutely worth it. If you want to go and get this out of all the car rides, go ahead and get this one, as this is the best car ride skin. Now coming in for the first one of the top 5, wrapping up the junior coaster skins, it is going to be the snake skin. Now this snake skin, when it comes to detail, it's absolutely incredible. I mean, look at the eyes, look at the scales, look at the mouth, the tongue, the fangs. Absolutely everything of this also screams detail, and for 500 Robux less than the dragon skin, this is absolutely worth it. I would highly get this, as again, the only reason it didn't make S tier is simply because the coaster itself isn't S tier quality. Coming into number 4, we will have the neon skin for the motorcycle coaster. This is an absolutely incredible thing with the lights. The lights are absolutely carrying this. So much detail put into here. It looks absolutely amazing. I personally love this. There's honestly nothing really bad about it, but nothing super good. So honestly, A tier is absolutely perfect. It matches perfectly. Nothing bad about the coaster. Nothing unbelievably good about it. It goes in a perfect middle A. But now wrapping up the A tier, we have the mine train coming in for the wooden coaster at number 3. Now this may come here as a shock to you because the mine train would not expect it to be a top tier skin, but for me, I absolutely love the wooden coaster, and a lot of people do as well. And considering it's a literal mine train like they used when they were digging up mines in mountains and all that kind of stuff, it absolutely matches with what a wooden coaster would look like. Hence, this is a perfect ranking for the top of A tier. I absolutely love this skin, and for as well only 2,500 credits, it is honestly so worth it. But now coming in second, on just missing out on first, is the race car skin for the hydraulic launch coaster. Now if you want to go and talk about a coaster that gives off creativity, this is what will come to mind. The hydraulic coaster is easily known for making those incredibly fast launch coasters, and considering it is an F1 race car design skin, this is absolutely unbelievable thinking from Dens. It perfectly matches with what this coaster is absolutely meant to be. It is incredible. And for it, once again, only being 2,500 credits, it is so worth it. If you're going to go ahead and buy a coaster skin, easily, without a doubt, get this skin. But it isn't the best skin, as the best skin in all of Theme Park Tycoon 2 is the frog skin for the jumper ride. Now, this should absolutely not come as a surprise, as look at this. This is easily the most detailed ride out of them all. The creativity is unbelievable. Having it just like a regular frog, where the jumping bits come on lily pads, the tree in the middle with all of the water designs, the frog as well on top just saying hello. I mean, this detail on here is unbelievable and unmatched. Henceforth, it is going in number 1 as the best ride skin in all of Theme Park Tycoon 2. If you're going to buy a skin, easily, without a doubt, buy this skin. And that does go ahead and wrap up this entire ranking here of what skin you should be using. All 24 have been ranked, with the worst being the open canopy on the tumble train, and the best being the frog skin on the jumper ride. And if you want the complete short term of this video smashed into 10 seconds, do not buy the canopy on the tumble train, and absolutely buy the frog skin and the race car on the jumper and hydraulic launch coaster. But that is going to go ahead and wrap up for this video. If you guys did enjoy this opinion and ranking on these skins, please go ahead and let me know down in the comments as well. As well, if you can go and please leave a like and subscribe, as it shows an incredible amount of support and shows each of you want to keep on seeing even more of this kind of content. And as well, go ahead and join the Discord with the link in the description of this video down below, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.